Hello again, Glitch Reaper here, and I have an interesting story to tell while I'm falling. Yeah. I had to go insanely high up to do something. Uh, it's gonna be something I'm probably gonna demonstrate later on in the video because it's kind of wild and a couple of mobs battling went to an insane altitude, so I had to go up pretty high to make sure that I got rid of it. Yeah, I eventually used the kill command, but I had to at least see it to make sure that it worked. So, yeah, that was that was interesting. Okay, let's try to not worry about that until the end, shall we? But that kind of went wild because I have like a new interesting comparison for the strength level of these Wyrmroost. I'm still getting used to this new headset and its microphone. Yeah. But yeah, I got a new comparison for the strength level of these. It's going to be particularly wild. First of all, make sure, yep, I'm on normal. That should be fine then. Okay. But, that'll be at the end. For now, we have one that's also a pretty interesting comparison because I was thinking it's time to unleash the Frostmaw again. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it just feels right to use the Frostmaw again. I've got so many reasons why. I am curious if the aggressiveness of these dragons will naturally hit it, or if I have to use the thing. In this case, it looks like I have to use the thing. Did I actually... it's charged at it. And then walked back. Overlord... Darn lips. Overworld drakes seem to have a certain issue with their targeting. Like, they seem to get real close and then they stop, for some reason. I don't know why that is. And the Frostmaw was... It just pulled off a flawless victory. Just a flawless victory. I think the Butterfly Leviathan may have more luck. So, admittedly, it's slow on land, but again, very, very strong. So, yeah. How about you attack the Frostmaw for a little while? Whoa, it pushed me away. Forgot it could do that for a moment there, and it would throw you away in creative. Is it not close enough yet? There we go. Oh, the Frostmaw realized it was in trouble and backed off. It's like, okay, I need range. This thing's slow in its approach, but it just deals a lot of damage when it gets to you. Yeah, it's just munching on the Frostmaw. And every time it gets in a combo, the Frostmaw backs off. It realizes, yeah, this is a problem. But it also likes slapping. Well, kind of. I mean, is that really a slap or a haymaker? It's kind of a draw there. Okay, the Frostmaw is still the winner. I mean, it is powerful. So, yeah. I expected it to do well. I mean, it's the Frostmaw. And it's triumphantly bellowing at me. Now, Royal Red, on the other hand, is very aggressive naturally. Or at least I've seen it against anything considered a dragon. And it goes away because it finds something else to attack. Or not. Are you gonna challenge the Frostmaw, or do I need to point it out to you? Then again, maybe it is roaring at it. Nah, it was more the side. There we go. Okay, the ultimate battle of frost and fire has begun. Royal Red, are you gonna like melee it or get into the sky, because you're just getting slapped. And the Frostmaw finishes the job, because of course it does. It's the Frostmaw. Did I hit that at all? There we go. Okay. Frostmaw, you are still nuts. And I have reasons to unleash Withers. Partially to see how strong, partially as a reminder of the Frostmaw's strength against such things. Are you actually following me around even though I'm in creative? That would be wild. But yeah, reminder here. Wither versus Frostmaw. Okay. You can see how the Wither is more in control of this one. Watch this, because I think I found... Oh, the Frostmaw is doing something a little different there. It went for the giant hammer punch. Hadn't done that one for a while. Okay, that was amazing. But, watch this. I mean, well... Let's give that Wither an interesting, You just get sent away there, Wither. Thank you. But yeah, I think we've got another infinity loop here. And there's many I've discovered over time, but there's just something to finding of it. Oh, yeah, that did happen. Speaking of reminders, this is how you get the Wither Rose. That, if the Wither defeats something that is not undead, you get a Wither Rose where the creature died. So, rare high-tier boss-related item that you will very rarely see. Despite the fact it's not used in much, and so... Although I could see some mods really cutting loose with this one, because that's a tricky ingredient to get. Anyhow. Yeah, no frost crystal has dropped, you just get the Wither Rose. Interesting result that way, but that's not the only thing I was going to show about that. Remember how the Frostmaw beat Royal Red? Well, you're about to see why I was falling from an overly hilarious height. Because this is one of those things you just gotta see. Watch this. Even with that blast, the Wither will actually fall eventually to this. And the wildest maneuver I've seen in quite some time. The thing is, Royal Red has like a special way of fighting the Wither. I don't know if this is pre-programmed or if it's just the way it naturally fights just converging on this. But check this out. The flames are not just fire damage. The Wither is actually immune to straight up fire damage. But apparently part of the damage is magical or physical or something. But either way, these blue flames burn hotter than usual and actually damage the Wither. But it is very slow. However, it is faster than the Wither's regeneration. So you'll actually observe this humongous upward spiral as Royal Red and the Wither fight. It's doing this like insane spiral strafing run upwards. And it's moving so fast the Wither can't fully target it. So it will just flawlessly circle, just spiral upwards, encircle the Wither, and the Wither will gradually get wilted downward. Again, remember that Royal Red was taken out by the Frostmaw, but the Wither took out the Frostmaw, and the Wither is taken out by Royal Red in turn. It just takes a while. So we're going to do something funny here after a while, and you'll get to see just how far up we actually go before this process finally ends. Well, actually, around the time it finally ends. As you can see here, I'm still able to scan them. Now, Royal Red took a huge chunk of damage, but note that that was pretty much almost entirely from the Wither's Heralding Blast. which is that humongous burst explosion that the Wither does whenever it gets spawned in. Well, if it's spawned in via the usual building process, not by... okay, I was very gradually catching up with them. So I was getting a little too close to the action. I'd actually like to see the spiral. But yeah, as I was saying, it basically took almost all of that from the heralding blast, and from then on, just kept flawlessly spiraling around, and just constantly venting fire onto the Wither. So it's just constantly using its breath weapon, and very gradually melting the Wither's HP. And might add, the Wither has considerably more HP than Royal Red. Like the Royal Red, at least at this stage and things, has 120 HP. But it does have it just has 120 HP. And it doesn't have an ability to regenerate or anything like that. Well, at least not in a normal way. Like, if you defeat Royal Red, it gets like a specific health, and then you can revive it with some meat and make it friendly to you. But that's a taming thing. That's not like something that would normally happen during a battle. That's like a mob battle. So you can see where I'm going with that. Otherwise speaking, you can just discount that, and you can see the Wither is now down to less than half and is deploying its Wither Shield. But Royal Red doesn't have any ability to regenerate. The Wither does. They both fly, obviously, and because of how Royal Red is trying to strafe by blasting from above, and the Wither is trying to do the same thing, it just winds up creating this beautiful dance all the way to the top of the sky, and beyond, actually. Like, we will be, as you kind of previewed before at the beginning of this, hilariously above the build height. Like, if this was the Caves and Cliffs update, which it isn't yet, just know this. How they expanded the world height is nowhere near where we're going to wind up. Like, this is so far up, it is absolutely hilarious. Like, if I had certain space-related mods on right now, where you get high enough, you go into space, I would go into space before I saw the completion of this fight. That is how high up we are going. Like, literally, if I was able to have Galacticraft right now, I would fly up and literally be able to go to the moon. Like, that is how far up we are going. So, it is just utterly ridiculous. Because those mods, those mods add a height trigger to your dimensional transition, so that's partially how they work, and the usual best way to do it is with the vehicle. But theoretically, you could do it in another way if you have the mod. It just wouldn't be suggestible, because you wouldn't have a spacesuit. So here we are in a situation where the mob battle is literally going into what has been, not exactly canonically, but generally agreed upon to be basically Minecraftian space. They are going that high. See if I can get the Wither's HP value there. Okay, it's getting considerably closer now. And you can see that Royal Red's health has not diminished at all this whole time. And I am again getting too close. I very, very gradually catch up with him. But, yeah. That is insane. We are literally flying off into space for this conflict. Oh, I'm really loving this mod. Of course, I do love a lot of mods with dragons in them, so I have a pattern, I'll admit. So, yeah. Like, you literally don't get this behavior in Ice and Fire, where you have a tremendous dragon strategy win against the Wither in this exact way. I mean, sure, very high tier Ice and Fire Dragon could defeat the Wither, but not like this. This is its own kind of thing. I mean, this really is an event just to watch. And yes, I will talk about this as I descend because I will be so hilariously high up. Let me see. Okay, let me stop ascending for a moment there so I can look at the Wither's actual HP bar. Wow, it's almost gone. It was 15 last time I saw it, so it won't take much longer now before that super flamethrower roasts the Wither completely. And the giant powerful undead menace is completely destroyed by a very determined dragon. There we go. Royal Red, you are the victor. And, like, because it's sunset, you're, like, in silhouette and shadow. Okay. Now, it technically went down a little bit lower here. Let me start from there, and I think I saw the nether star go that way. But time to show just how far up we really are. Yeah! As I was saying, we would literally be in space by now. Okay. As for Royal Red, I'm sorry I have to do this, but I really didn't have much of a choice, because you can hear that flapping from this height. I am not kidding. Like seriously, that's why I had to get rid of the last one, is they don't despawn off the top of the world, which is actually how the Wither wins against the Kraken most of the time in ore spawn, is it literally chases it off the top of the world and the Kraken despawns. In a cage fight, the Wither will win anyhow, but it's just really funny that it wins that way in ore spawn. It is utterly ridiculous. But yeah. Yeah, again, still falling. Still falling. But, yeah. You can see how this fight's rather dramatic. Like, they chase each other into space. Yeah, I just had to show that. I really did. Okay, now, is the nether star anywhere near here, or did it literally fall so far that it basically despawned? No, there it is. There it is. The last time I did this, I did not find where the nether star went. It, like, fell off at an angle and probably went into another, like, faraway chunk or something. It was just that far off. And hello, wandering trader. I've been looking for you in some of my other worlds, and now here you are. Just for kicks, what do you got to offer there, pal? Okay. Ooh, puzzle. It's kind of a rare one. You don't get to see that all the time. Oh, wait, yeah, I can't scroll this all the way down. This is all of this current offers. Okay, sure. Well. Okay. Well, you are the wandering trader, so travel safely. There may be a dragon involved. Yeah. And there's pillagers right over there, so keep running. Keep running. You're not in a good position, so keep running. But yeah, how wild was that? We found another major loop here. And again, I have found many over time, many of which I haven't really specifically mentioned, but, you know, they're just always really fun to find. So basically, Frostmaw beats all the Wyrmroost dragons, including Royal Red. Now, the Wither can defeat the Frostmaw, and Royal Red defeats the Wither in the most dramatic and hilarious way possible. I mean, who would guess that would happen? Well, obviously the creator of the mod would have figured that one out, but and probably put that in as a purposeful behavior just to take out a Wither. But still, it was just incredible to see that even happen. So Royal Red, you are officially extreme, because whenever I see an infinity loop like that, you're extreme if you're involved in that loop. So yeah. So Royal Red, you are awesome. So at the same time, Frostmaw is also awesome, and of course the Wither has been for quite some time. People tend to forget that sometimes, that classic vanilla boss, the Wither, is just absolutely insane if allowed to just be unleashed. So this is why you always want to make sure to spawn it in a location that you can actually beat it, because if you don't, things could go terribly wrong. Although I did get a Wither Rose out of that, so that was pretty sweet. Anyhow, yeah, I'll be logging off for now. Hope to hear from you all later. Bye for now, everybody, and remember, there will be more mob battles.